long, and I probably need to shorten that up a bit. Otherwise, it's taking over a banner and a half. So we'll fix that if I can figure out how to fix it. Look, here's why I am here. I'm actually here using Happs because I want to get more comfortable with using the app. I do live streaming. And I've gotten a notification that it's failed in certain places. That's okay. I deliver live streaming through a number of different channels every week, and I have done so for about 2 years. For those of you who have not followed, and this is your first time you and I are interacting, I run a company. My business is Get Noticed with Video. So today, I wanted to use Happs not only to practice getting familiar with the dashboard, but also because I have some updates that I want to share with my community. Now, it looks like my community is where my connection failed. So I'm going to have to send them a note here in just a second and make sure they're aware of where to come. I'll just drive them, if I can, over to the Happs space. Okay, the joys of learning new technology. Now, I have been a coach for more than 14 years now. I have been privileged and blessed to be able to work with other coaches, consultants, and course creators to help them with their marketing, and in spaces like social media. Specifically, content marketing has been my baby for a long time, but I really, really dove into video marketing within the past couple of years. And the reason for that, just to kind of give you a really quick high level bio, the reason for that is because I discovered that live streaming itself was the answer to a prayer that I had. I was literally in this space of deciding whether or not to just give up my business altogether. And then I made a decision to actually go live once or twice a week for a year just to see what it would do to my numbers, if it would, revive a dead page on Facebook, if it would give me more followers, if it would help me to engage more potential clients and also more paying clients. And so it did all of those things and more for me by being consistent, having high quality content, and actually being able to just really deliver in a way that engaged my customers, engaged my audience, engaged people to be part of a community, right, with me. So I absolutely love live streaming, and I get excited whenever there's something new, when there's a new platform that's out there. And I tested Haps out a little bit a couple weeks ago, uh, on the advice and recommendation of a friend, Shabaka Amen, from Plant Based Nation. I also noticed that one of my good colleagues and another pro in the live streaming and also all things marketing space, Eileen Smith, was here too. Those two things told me, yeah, this is a place that I might want to really get to know. I've also watched a number of different community streams here, and it's just been exciting to kind of see the way that people support each other and encourage each other, and how it doesn't feel like a lot of work, right, to be in the space and really delivering value. So I'm going to do something really quickly here. I'm going to try to see if I can actually make sure that we toggle Facebook on and off. Yeah, and it looks like it is still failing for my Get Noticed with Video group. So what I will do is I may re-record this, or I'll use the recording from this event to share with them because they want to know first. And I like for them to know first when there are updates and new things that are happening. So we'll figure all that out later. Now, one of the things that I would suggest may be the issue is that I noticed that there was some updates when I opened up Happs. And I think, given these updates, maybe there was a reason that I needed to go back into the group and give the group, because in Facebook groups, whenever you're connecting a platform or an app to the groups in Facebook, you must give permission inside of Facebook for those apps to work. Miss Victoria, I see you there, ma'am. I'm so glad you're here. I was wondering, so Victoria is from my community, so I'm not sure where you're watching from, but let me know. I'm going to dive into a couple of things because I want to make sure, even if we have to share this a little later as a re record, I want to share some things with you about what's coming up. There's some exciting things. You got 4 notifications. Is it because of Happs? Let's see. First of all, I'm going to present that on screen because I just want to see what that looks like. Um, I can't tell you. I don't know. It shouldn't have been 4 notifications, but I don't know. So we'll figure that out together. Look, whenever there's something that's a new platform, it's going to have some glitches and some quirkiness, and some of it is user error at times. So it may simply be my user error. I don't know. Um, but I will tell you some things that I do like so far about Happs first. So here's what I'll do. I'm going to showcase my screen. I'm going to share my mind map to help us stay on track and on flow. If you are with me and you are watching, okay, awesome. Thank you. If you're with me and you are watching right now, feel free to go ahead and send me a comment so that I know you're here. Because I'm trying to get used to this dashboard right now to make sure that I'm doing everything correctly. We won't miss you at all here. Okay, awesome. I love my Victoria. I love Christopher also. It's good to see you. Yes, Christopher said, I need to try this out. So let's see if I can pop you up on screen too, Christopher. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Yes. So here's what I like about the tool. And let me show my screen so I can kind of walk you through a couple of really quick notes. And I will do this right now because we're going to test out the screen share feature. My understanding is, and I did test this a little bit ago, my understanding is that it's similar to, let's make sure we pull ourselves up to, I'm going to try to do 2 things. Eh, let's do it this way. We're sharing screen, but I also want to be on too. Okay, again, getting used to it. One of the things that I want to tell you about this is that it does have capabilities that are similar to Restream and StreamYard. Those are the 2 that I typically use. Other people use Ecamm for Mac, which I hear is really great. I don't use a Mac, so I don't know. I couldn't tell you for sure, but I hear it's really great. One of the things that I noticed is that the screen share to me is not as intuitive as StreamYard and Restream. The dashboard itself also has a lot of things going on. There's a lot of banners flying, and there's a bunch of color on the sidebar, and there's just stuff. So I think that if you're going to use this platform, first of all, the number one reason why you might consider using it is that it's free. That's a plus. And being that it's free, oh, there we go. So now let me switch and see if I'm going to be, I'm going to move this to the primary spot. Yay, I did it. Okay. The number one reason why some people will use this or choose this over StreamYard and Restream is that it is a free app. The number 2 reason that you might choose this is because it allows you to monetize on some levels, meaning that when you broadcast, you're able to actually be rewarded by people who are watching your broadcast. So they can actually give you what they call coins, right? So I noticed that when I signed up for Happs, I was able to get coins, and then I was able to um, reward other broadcasters with my coins. And the coins are actually equivalent to dollar amounts, right? So for instance, I got 50 cents my first broadcast from Eileen. I thought that was kind of cool. Now, as I heard someone else say on this platform, when have you ever been paid by Mark Zuckerberg or any of the other channels to use their live streaming app, which you're using for free? So that in itself was kind of like, oh, that's interesting. But the thing that I love about this whole idea of monetization is it's about supporting. It's about offering support, especially because there are a lot of creators on this particular platform. So there are a lot of creative people who are creating art and music and entertainment, and there are coaches, and there are people who are experts in meditation and all types of different subjects. And if you're part of those different communities and you really love what they share, rewarding them by use of these coins and by giving them different badges, which if you're watching inside of Happs, I would encourage you to kind of take a look around and just navigate and see what type of badges and awards you can give, because it's really cool. And I think that type of interaction and responsiveness can help to create more conversation. Look, see, Eileen just gave me a super clap. I love it. I love it. I'm going to push this up if I can. Let's see. Um, okay, I can't showcase it, but I'm giving you love. That's what I'm going to do. And then Eileen said hello from Philadelphia. So let me see if I can do that without messing things up. So again, there's a lot of things that are going on in here. As a matter of fact, what I would absolutely encourage you to do is to consider, yep, Victoria is saying that she lost me completely. She has a big black screen and can't see or hear anything. Okay, I'm going to go with the recording, and we may have to re-record inside the group here shortly. It's great that you were here today. Thank you, Eileen. Okay, glad I'm back. I'm not sure what happened. But I think there's a lot of potential. Maybe there's some glitchiness. And look, again, it's a newer platform. I think it's been here for a bit, but I wasn't really keen or privy to it until recently. What I do know is that they received a huge influx. And Eileen just said it, so I'm going to put this up for those of you who are on Facebook so that you know that it's not Happs. Okay, in this instance, it may be Facebook that's doing the glitchy stuff, which would make sense because they're also not showing it in my group at all. So thank you for that, Eileen. But there are going to be some things I think that we have to get used to, given that it's a free app, number one. Number two, they recently just had a big influx of cash. So I see that Happs can potentially have some expansion going on and some other features that may be presented, which will really make it usable and something that you can leverage for all the reasons I said. So community building, monetization and rewards, supporting other creators. I love that idea. I love that. Okay, so enough about Happs, but I want to give it kudos and just tell you, if you're watching this and you're thinking about trying it out, yeah, I think it's worth a look. I do think for me, even though I'm pretty adept, I'm savvy when it comes to live streaming tools for the most part. This one, I have to take a little bit of time, extra time to get used to just because of all that's going on. But I think once you get used to it, just like with anything else, you can be on a roll. I know, Eileen, you're on a roll, but you are tech savvy too, Missy, far and above most people. So, all right. So I'm going to talk a little bit about my upcoming changes because I want to make sure that my folks in the community are getting this, even if they're not getting it live, that they're going to get this in the recording. So I have a community right now called the Video VIPs. We have been building this community on Facebook groups for, I don't know, maybe a year or two now. And it started as a result of me doing live streams regularly and consistently, as I mentioned at the beginning. Because I was doing that, I wasn't doing it for the purpose of building a group or community, to be honest with you. I had pretty much given up on the idea of community building because I'm a super introvert and I felt like I suck when it comes to trying to create groups. Like I tried to create multiple groups in the past and it just didn't work. What I realized is that the try was that I was actually doing it or trying to build and create these spaces like other people were creating these spaces. I want to really kind of say this heart to heart to you in case this is something you're struggling with. I was trying to do it like they were telling you the textbook checklist, was to do to build a group. What I wasn't realizing, I didn't really know or understand initially, was that when you're building a community around a specific topic or theme or experience, You can do so simply by nature of what you're sharing and how you're engaging with people and how you're being real and being your most authentic self. And just by nature of me doing that, there was a repetitive community. There was a group of people that continued to keep coming into that space and interacting with me on live video. And I was like, I got to give them a space. I got to give them a home. And that is how we ended up building out the group that I have right now. But there are some changes because we keep growing. And the aspect of live streaming, there's so much more than simply getting on video, doing a YouTube video, doing a Facebook Live. There's so much more that you can do. And I wanted to really be able to show other coaches, consultants, and course creators. I wanted to show women how we can use live streaming to really be our most powerful self, to speak our voice, no matter how quiet you might normally be, but to share your message in a way that is authentic for you and real for you, and to create an engaging circle of people that are hovering around the same topic and want to learn together and grow together and support each other. And so I have started making some decisions about moves, and you're so welcome. I've been making some moves. You're so welcome, Bridget. I'm glad to see you about the business that will help not only for us to expand to get noticed with video, which is my company, but also to be able to reach more people and to help support you in what you're doing. Um, Here's one of the things that I'm going to do. And so I love this. Let me just do one more present on screen. Since I'm learning, I'm trying to to make sure I'm careful not to distract myself too much and get off topic. But I'm going to try to pop my little mind map up again because I want to make sure that you can actually see this too, right? So let's see if we can do that. I'm going to try. I don't know if it will work. I need a tutorial, Eileen. All right, so I'm going to switch this back to primary spot. There we go. Okay, I'm figuring it out. It's coming together. So we talked about Happs TV, and I shared some things about why I thought that was important. I also shared foundationally why I wanted to talk to you a little bit today about, thank you, about some of the things that we're doing in our community and for our community. So the newsletter, I'm going to start there. The newsletter is bullet number 2 over here, and hopefully you can see that big enough. I may need to blow it up a little bit more. Let's do 150%. Yeah, we'll do that. Okay. So, like I said, I can't help myself but be real. I always try to be as real as possible. The newsletter that I've sent in the past was no longer serving my community, nor was it serving me. Let me tell you what I mean. Yeah, thank you. Eileen uses Ecamm Live for all her stuff. Well, okay, Miss Thing. Um, so I guess the screen sharing is better there. Newsletter. Here's what was happening with the newsletter and the reason why I haven't sent one out in a while. I was sharing this really beautiful newsletter I created using an app called Curated. This thing, it was gorgeous and it looked so good. But you had to take time to really like load it up with stuff. So I was trying to make sure every week that I would put in an article link, and I would add my video blog, and I would add, a little quote at the top, and I was trying to make it so pretty. And that was taking way too much time. And instead of investing that time in sitting down and writing you a heart to heart letter, which is really what I feel that email should be, instead of doing that and writing something from my heart to yours that you would value and you would find helpful, I was too busy trying to pretty up my newsletter. And so finally, I paralyzed myself to the point of I can't even, I was giving myself excuses that I can't send it out. I can't send an email to my list because it's not pretty. It's not ready. I don't have links. I haven't put together the wording. So I'm stopping all of that. And I will tell you, I'm doing so with the help of the fact that I actually have finally hired team member. So I have someone that is helping me to do things that really are not income generation activities, such as sometimes social media, right? Scheduling out your own social media. If that's taking up so much time that you can't serve people in the way that you're meant to serve, then you need to delegate that, right? Still have your own voice in it. I'm still all in the middle of my stuff because I'm a control freak, to be honest. But I can hand off some of these things to her, and I can hand off some of the things that I did with my video repurposing to someone else as well. So right now, I've got those two people. I have one more person that I'm going to be bringing on in the coming months. But that has been a freedom that I was not used to in my business. And I'm sharing this because I hope it may impact you in making decisions for your own business too. Yes, a good team is vital. Yes, ma'am. So, very excited about having the new team member, socials by Marsha Chang. She's awesome. Um, Getting rid of the newsletter so that I can write you a real message. So I will personally sit and I will email you. If you're in my email community, just know that you're not going to get the nice, pretty ones, but you will get the functional and content rich and valuable emails from me, right? When it makes sense. And it may not be 2 and 3 times a week, it may be once a week, but I promise you, when I do it, it's going to be with intention. So that's something I wanted to share. Okay, because some people have asked me about where's the newsletter, and I just wanted to make sure to share that. Okay, so that is that with the newsletter and the new team member. Now, here's what the real thing that I wanted to share with you, or the most important thing I wanted to share with you, is something really big in my mind. And that is this. Let me move it back down to 120% so we can get everything on screen. There we go. So, this is what I'm really super excited about, and I just could not wait to share with my community. And again, if you can't see it in the Facebook group, I'm sorry, but I will replay this. 2 things. One, Stream Like a Boss came to me. It was a vision that I had, and it was like, oh my God, why hadn't I thought of this before? Let me give you kind of the premise behind Stream Like a Boss and what it means for the future. Get Noticed with Video LLC is my company and will continue to be. It is at the core of everything that I'm doing in terms of content. So, video marketing is our jam. If you want to know how to learn to use more video effectively to be able to stand out online, to be able to serve more people, and to be able to sell more of your services, this is the place to be. The Stream Like a Boss branch of my business is going to focus primarily and solely, really solely, on the act of live streaming or using pre-recorded videos with live juice. For those of you who have been in my community, you know what I'm talking about when I say that. And I can explain that later, but that's not the purpose of this communication right now. So I have actually decided there's 2 platforms that I'm building with Stream Like a Boss. The first platform is going to have to do with actually there's 3 platforms for live streaming. So I'll be streaming live here in Happs. And I will be doing Stream Like a Boss TV here in Happs for encouragement, for motivation, for confidence building when it comes to being on camera. Stream Like a Boss Live is going to be my regular Thursday live. We always do the weekly live through Restream is typically what we're using these days, although we also do love StreamYard. So I love them equally. I can't ever tell you that I don't, but Restream is what I'm using right now. And I do love the quality of Restream and all the accessibility and the different places that I can actually broadcast, and the use of OBS. There's all kinds of other things I love. But one thing in particular that I actually really like about Restream, which I just kind of touched on, was the idea of actually being able to load your pre-recorded videos in and then schedule them for live viewing so that you can be in the chat and communicating and having conversation while your video is playing, and you're still getting the benefit of the live feed. So Stream Like a Boss live, we will continue to do every Thursday. Previously, we just didn't have a name for it, really. I just kind of said Get Noticed with Video Live. But now it will be Stream Like a Boss Live. So yay, woo woo, YouTube, Facebook, and LinkedIn. It's tips and basic how-tos. So we're going to use both of these channels until such time as I intuitively know maybe one of them is going to be the priority. But right now, I'm going to try to leverage Happs for motivation and encouragement, and I will do more probably daily snippets and short videos. Whereas my Restream Live every week on Thursdays at 8 p.m. Eastern will continue to be our bread and butter. That's mainly where we actually broadcast right now, and will continue to do so. Stream Like a Boss store is fairly new. And I'll tell you, I'll explain a little bit about the store. The store is our shopping space. And the thing about the shopping space is I have for many years constantly been asked about gear, like what should I use for this and what app should I use for that and what. So my Amazon influencer status came when I decided to apply, and they were like, sure. And I thought, really? Okay. But I didn't do anything with it until recently when Prime Day came about. When Prime Day came up, I still hadn't planned to be on live and to do a live stream on Amazon, but I was challenged by the ladies that are in my coaching program. My Stream to Sell premium level coaching program. These women are amazing. We're going to be meeting here in a couple hours. And I had challenged them to do a video about a specific thing. We did it in 5 minutes or less. And it was something new, and there were other criteria. Well, they challenged me just like I challenged them. And I felt like if I'm going to challenge you, I need to do something big too. For me, it was jumping on this Amazon live stream and not knowing what the heck I was doing. But it turns out that people actually were buying some of the products that I was showcasing in the live for Prime. So I will be regularly also streaming on Amazon and doing video creation for Amazon here soon. So we got those three aspects for the platforms. I'll be live streaming everywhere. You won't be able to miss me. How about that? But for you, for our communities and programs, I want to teach you to do the same thing, but for your business. I want to teach you to and show you how to stream in spaces that make sense for you so that you can reach your community. You can expand and grow the audience that you're talking to. You can meet the needs of the people who you were meant to serve, but you just haven't reached them because you haven't used the right platform. We're going to do that through our communities and programs. And so there will be 3 core programs. Right now, our free Facebook group, like I said before, it was called Video VIPs. That is being renamed so that it will fit into the space of the stream bosses, right? So how does that sound? Stream bosses. What does that mean when I talk about stream like a boss and stream bosses? It means that you are, through this brand, engaging as someone. A boss is a powerful, confident, on purpose figure, right? It's not just this like catchy phrase that everybody likes to use, like a boss. When this came to me, it was because I felt like there were so many of us who have shrunken ourselves. We shrink down to try to fit into somebody else's mold, especially when we're introverted, or if we just feel like we're not quite connected to, a large group of people and we're not social or whatever those things might be. But we still, all of us in our own way, whether you're an extrovert or an introvert, we are powerful beings, and we need to be that when we're on camera. We need to be confident about who we are. We need to own our own spaces. And it's not about competing with other people such that you feel like there's not enough for you because there's too many people already talking about this topic. It is about us taking control of our own life and our own lane and saying, look, here's what I do. This is what I can offer. And if you're the right fit for me and for my lane, then let's go. Right. And if you're not, you're going to fall into somebody else's lane, and that's fine too. But we're going to be the bosses of our own business. And streaming, since that's my thing, I had to come up with stream bosses, y'all. So the core programs, for our free Facebook group, we will continue to keep the free Facebook community because I love the people in that space. I love to be able to live stream each week and to share little tips and bite size, nuggets, and even also to do our book club, which I'm committed to doing our free book club at least once a quarter. But then when you're ready to graduate from there will be other available programs and courses for you. So we're going to create Stream Bosses Academy. I'm working on building out everything right now, and Stream Bosses Academy, woo, excited about this. So we're going to have people sign up for a 6 to 12 month commitment. So either 6 months or 12 months. You will have a group coaching call and not a course creator, a video creator day with me. So one is going to be a group coaching experience. The other day that we have for the month will be our creator day, where we're going to create space for you to actually get those videos done. Okay. And we're going to be doing them together in that space, that sacred space we're putting aside. You're also going to get access to resources such as checklists, toolkits, and technical training, because one of the big things that I often am told is that I can make complex technical things so much easier. So I'm going to continue to do that, and we'll do that in Stream Bosses Academy. Cannot wait. And then I also still have my Stream to Sell premium program. This is for people who are either interested in small group coaching, like we have our small group coaching experience going on right now, but we will only open that up probably 3 times a year. If you want to become a premium level Stream to Sell coach, or if you want to be in the coaching program, that is, and we're not having a mini group coaching experience, I will offer to a limited number of people one-on-one time. It is a 12-week or 90-day coaching program, and we do focus on the 4 elements, that my pillars that I talked about. Building confidence. So confidence, content creation, consistency, systems, and workflows, and then conversion to clients. Because it doesn't matter how many people are watching your video and liking it and commenting if you're not converting people into paying clients. That just doesn't, it's nice for vanity purposes, but that means nothing if your content doesn't convert. So you can have 10,000 followers, but if none of them are buying a thing, that doesn't matter. I have a smaller group, and I love my smaller, more intimate groups and audiences on all my spaces, and my closing rates are through the roof. So just kind of think about what I'm saying here. It's all about engagement. It's not about you being a talking head on video. It's about you actually engaging people in a way where they feel like they're a person, like you understand and you care about their needs, and you have the ability to be able to provide the solution that will help them to be taken to the next level. So I just needed to share all of those things that are coming up. It's a whole heck of a lot, I know, but I'm so excited about the possibilities. I'm excited about the possibilities for you. I'm excited for me. I think this is going to be huge. I love that Happs is going to be a part of it, because I do feel that there's a nice vibe here in this space for community building. I do feel that there's opportunities for growth and expansion. I would love to see more technical features, similar to things that I'm seeing in Restream, for instance, but I know that's going to come. And thank you, Victoria. Stream bosses. Love it. Look, there's some people in my community that have followed for a long time, and they are seeing a major evolution. And part of that is owed to the fact that when you're consistent and you're committed to a vision, and you're committed to being open to your vision changing and growing, then I think that good things come. And I'm seeing that. And I think that it has to also come from a heart of service. So think about where your heart is and what's the core of your own business and what is it that you really want to accomplish through the service that you offer when it comes to your content. Are you supporting that core? Are you actually going against your own core? Are you aligned inside? Right? Do you feel like, okay, in me, my purpose is being fulfilled, or does it feel like you're constantly pushing and fighting? Because I felt like that for many years. Like I constantly was pushing and fighting and I was not going in the right direction. But now I feel like things are on fire. Yes, thank you, Marcia. I love it. I love it. I love it. Let me present this on screen too. Yes, so I'm very excited and I hope that you are too. And hopefully this actually gave me a recorded version. I think it did, so that I can go back and kind of edit it a bit and give the community the updates they need over on the Facebook group, since it was not broadcasting there. But I appreciate meeting all my new Happs friends. I appreciate meeting those of you who are watching from YouTube. Thank you so much, Bridget. Yes, I love it. I appreciate that you all have taken the time today when you could have been somewhere else. How about that? So this is my last present on screen, and then we're going to go ahead and wrap it. So look what I'm going to try to do here is I'm going to test this out and try to close this out with our outro video, because I haven't really tested that live here in Happs yet, but I will do so now. And I will hopefully see you tomorrow. We have a broadcast live on Thursday. We broadcast on YouTube at Tanya Smith. We broadcast on Facebook at Get Noticed with Video, and on LinkedIn at Get Noticed with Video as well. So soon, some of these platforms where we stream will show stream like a boss, given the updates I just shared with you. But either way, it's me, me, me. I'm here for you, here to serve. So whatever I can help you with to help you to stream more simply and to reach more of those people that you're trying to serve, then I'm here. Just let me know. Just get connected. All right. Take care, everybody. I will see you next time.